Just a bit about myself. Broadly, I work in migration with communities of colour and migrants, and I've been doing this for a long time in Scotland. My work focuses on creating infrastructure change or instigating development that is needed in Scotland with organisations, policymakers, practitioners, and service planners who function within the impact that migration creates in our society. I always begin with those who are marginalised to investigate what actually happens from their perspective, and to understand what knowledge they bring of their own experiences, and importantly, focus on how those in power, those with authority, be supported to understand the need to relinquish their perspective and enable others to come in. I therefore have focused on what enables or restricts participation of people of colour, of migrants, and those marginalised. What enables diverse perspectives and experiences to influence policy and practice decision-making process. What enables diverse perspectives to be in there. Migration forces change in society, and the learning which I bring to the circle has been because years ago I was forced to rethink my own work as an academic and my approaches to participation within the academy because of those I work with. The conception of aligning this work within gender is in its very really early stages. It's a really exciting opportunity to bring the work which has been developed within migration into this broader context of gender equality. It's in the early stages, but I am hopeful that this will be a productive merging of knowledge, experience, and ambition for the systemic change we all know is needed. This has been quite fast for me, actually, but once more thinking has been done, it will be shared with all the Circle members. So I'm excited to see how this is going to unfold in 2020. And so on that note, I'm just going to thank the First Minister again and to Louise and colleagues within the Circle. And I look forward to working with this in 2020. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emma. From everything that I have learned as chair of the Advisory Council so far, I'm very clear that all leaders must recognise their own privilege and play their part in that creation of space and sharing power with those who experience greater inequality. And I suppose in some ways this is my part of my contribution to making that happen in Scotland. And so that's why I was so incredibly delighted when you accepted the invitation to consider co-chairing the Council, Emma, and we are honoured to have you working with us and really excited to see how the year unfolds. So I hope today has been interesting, helpful, thought-provoking, that our report and recommendations, you understand them in a bit more detail and have started to think about what that might mean for Scotland. As the First Minister said, policy coherence is a tough subject to grapple with and sometimes very opaque. Our learning curve during this year was very steep, but actually grappling with it is essential, and it's something that requires bringing into the light and a sustained focus across sectors. Over the past year, we have heard your frustrations, your experiences, and we heard loud and clear that the appetite for change is incredibly strong. We have a window of opportunity in Scotland, so let's not waste it. Our view as an advisory council remains: gender equality in Scotland will be achieved through systemic change and collaboration, and that change needs to be a story of agency and of hope. We absolutely believe that gender equality is possible. It is possible through our common endeavour. It is up to all of us to set the expectation that we can do this and create a movement that understands clearly the gains to be made from gender equality and demands change for the greater good. So thanks to each and every one of you, those in the room and the other roughly 800, I think there's about 200 plus in here, who have signed up to the circle so far. Thank you for your ideas, your insight, your expertise, your curiosity, your commitment and your challenge. Thanks for travelling alongside us and helping us to get to this point. As was mentioned, we're going to be exploring next an intersectional gender architecture for Scotland. And after some lunch, that will be our next meeting. We start this afternoon. Our work so far has led us to a clear understanding that Scotland must develop a systemic intersectional approach in order to recognise the distinct experiences of all women. Conscious and active work is required to build supportive policies, platforms and decision-making systems. So, until we meet again, is this the point where I start singing, guys, from IYS? Please do engage online. Set up a Spotlight We circle, if you haven't yet, with your colleagues or networks, communities and friends, and share the outputs from those too. Our thanks once again to the First Minister, to Minister Ms McKelvey, to Intercultural Youth Scotland, Linda, our amazing illustrator in residence who's been working incredibly hard, our wonderful volunteer facilitators. We're so grateful to all of you for your commitment to the circle. And a final request before we release you upon the sandwiches, a final request. There are diversity monitoring forms on the tables. We would really love it if you could fill those in, please. We really would like as many circle members as possible to complete them. I don't think I need to tell this room how important that data is. They're anonymous, and we want to better understand the diversity of those who attend these events. And any information we get will simply be to inform the Advisory Council. So if you fill those in, there's a box at the back of the room to put that in. Please do make sure that you see the people on the marketplace. Continue to tweet, continue to share your thoughts on social media, and continue to engage with us as we embark on the next stage of our journey throughout 2020. Thank you so much on behalf of the Council to each and every one of you. Enjoy the rest of your day.